What does a viral hit really do? Is it the key to lasting success, or can it all be wasted if you're not ready to catch the wave?
The first single took off surprisingly well. It was even like in Spotify World Viral chart.
That's Kõpper, known globally as the musician NOЕP, after his music exploded. But does a single viral moment automatically build a loyal brand or a sustainable career?
I don't think the amount of people who, for example, after listening to Body on Fire, follow me on Instagram.
In this episode, NOEP opens up about the reality behind the music business and the unpredictable nature of what catches fire.
You just don't know what's gonna hit.
And the critical importance of being prepared to seize that fleeting opportunity when lightning strikes.
We have to come up with a good TikTok campaign. I was like, Dick what?
What are the revenue streams that you have? Maybe like touring, streaming?
I think if you start out as a musician having success in mind or financial success in mind, you're gonna hit a brick wall.
From the economics of music to launching a new consumer brand like Sync Gin, NOEP shares how to successfully turn creative ventures into brands people connect to.
What has helped us to avoid these mistakes is getting the right people involved.
Get insights into the business models of creative industries and learn how to strategically diversify your ventures next on Winning Friends. Welcome to Winning Friends, a podcast where we make friends with interesting entrepreneurs and business leaders over a coffee. I'm Logan Merrick.
And I'm Dylan Hay, and today we are diving into the world of a true creative and entrepreneur, Andres Kõpper. Many of you know him for his international music success as NOEP, but he's also the strategic mind and co-founder behind the innovative Estonian gin brand Sunk. Is that right?
Sync.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
It means sync. It derives from the word like synchronize, sync. Yeah, actually, I had a meeting with my distillery partners. I would say a year ago, because it was warm. I was on my balcony, and 10 minutes before our meeting, because at first the gin was called Kõpp, which is like a cube. Because my best friend used to call me Coop when I was younger, like Andres Kõpper, Cooper, Coop, kind of, weird fun fact. But we weren't really exactly sold on the name Coop. So 10 minutes before our meeting, I was like, oh, fuck. I was supposed to come up with some new name options. So I think, I don't know if it was I think it was ChatGPT.
Nice.
And I entered like, give me words that align with like music. And then one of the words was actually sync. And I was like, that's cool. Because like in DJ decks, you can have, like, you have to sync the tracks. You have to sync with the audience. You can sync gin with tonic. You can,
Nice.
we all have to be in synchronization. And the other is like sync also in Estonian means kind of like pitch dark or like super dark. So I was like, that's cool. And so just 5 minutes before the meeting, and I was like, when we started the meeting, I was like, yeah, I have lots of name options. One of them is sync. At first it was actually SYNC, as you write it in English. Then our brand designer, Jan Thompson, who I admire a lot and his taste. And straight away he was like, yo, this is the thing. And then we checked how protected this name is. So it's like SYNC was like quite, it's difficult to get our hands on. So we were like, yeah, let's make it Estonian sync. And I was like, yeah, that's nice. For a while, I was like, maybe it doesn't look that cool. But now I'm super happy that we went with sync.
I reckon it looks really cool.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just worry that people might think that it means sunk. But
Sunk.
even that sounds kind of cool.
Because you're like sinking the gin, right?
Yeah.
You're sinking, you can waste it. That's a good example of like how in the process of making or creating something, it's easy to overthink. When like afterwards, when in retrospective, it's like everything makes sense. More like, why would I even second guess it? But in the process, you start overthinking. It happens a lot. It happens with music. It happens with whatever commercials. a lot of the times. Like,
So I take away from that
Yeah.
that you shouldn't second guess whatever ChatGPT tells you, eh?
yes,
Do what the AI
Trust
says.
blindly.
with your life. Yeah.
Are you
Yes.
one of those guys that like really thinks about business names and stuff?
Oh my
you know?
god, yeah. I still rethink my own business name to
Really?
date. Yeah, yeah.
What's your business name?
Willbound.
Willbound.
Yeah,
You should really
Rethink that.
rethink.
Yeah, terrible name. But it came from, so you got the strength and the growth of a willow,
Yeah.
and the unbound nature of what it is that we're building. So it's willbound.
Yeah.
It gets a bit lost, doesn't it?
No, it's great. It's great.
I think it.
Great job.
I find the topic of like naming businesses so interesting because I do not care about the business name, but I think that depends on the type of business.
You
'Cause
got a
it's like-
dope last name. You just named your business after your last.
Yeah, but I just put my last name in front of everything because it makes it so much easier. You know, then I don't have to think about.
Yeah, but
naming.
Merrick is so long.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
sounds like a legal firm or something.
It does.
American
Yeah.
code.
Maybe I should have been a lawyer.
Yeah, I always write down different DJ names. I don't plan changing my name, and I don't have labels so I could build artists or whatever. But I just keep. Oh, that's a nice.
Well, Willbound's taken, so
Yeah, I'll write that down.
How did you come up with your artist name then?
Yeah, that's a good story. Because
ChatGPT wasn't around back then.
no, it wasn't. It was more than 10 years ago. Before I became a full-blown musician, I was also my main focus in my early 20s or the first half of my 20s. My main focus was being a director like for films, commercials, TV series stuff. And I was on a set as a director together with my co-director and the DOP. And we were shooting...
what's an OP?
DOP, director of photography,
Oh,
like
cool. Yeah.
cameraman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In simple words, in simple terms.
Simple
So,
man.
Yeah, simple man, simple terms. So we were on a set. We were filming a TV series called Restart that ran on Channel 2 in Estonia. And I remember I had just broken up with my band, or we went our separate ways. And there was the last day to apprehend or give in your tracks to Eesti Laul, which is the Eurovision pre-contest. So I had one track, and I was like, maybe a solo entry would be cool, but I didn't have an artist name. So we were shooting in this region in Tallinn called Telliskivi, which is like the creative hub.
Heard of this? Yeah, it's popular, isn't it? No, it's really good.
Yeah, and all those places there, they have very tangible names, like a bottle in Estonian, pudel, or rock, paper, scissors, kivi, paber, kärid, flying saucer, lennad ladrik. So my friend was like, it should be something like simple, like one word, something that you can, get your hands on. And I was like, at some point, I was like, could be a NOЕP, which is like a button in Estonian, it connects things, brings different things together. But in Estonian, it's written NOÖP, and that just didn't look good. So I was in the SUV of my DOP, rhyme over there. Boom. And I was there.
We're gonna need lexicon.
On the envelope, I was like sketching. Like my brother was about to come and take that CD to the Eesti Laul, which shows how old this project is.
Yeah.
What's a CD? Can you explain that for our younger crowds?
DJ compact disc. I wrote, and it was a design decision in the end. It's just like I moved. We don't even have the letter E with the dots. But I just moved the dots from the O to the E, and I was like, oh, that looks cool, NOEP. So it means absolutely nothing. The best thing I can say, it's a button. Yeah, derives from the word.
I like that it has an origin story, because I'm like wrapping my head around this. Like, what does it mean? So that was really helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. I'm
see
happy
you
to
next
enlighten
time.
you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful...
Cheers, guys.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship and business a little bit. Like Logan and I are coming from this more, I don't know if traditional is the right word, but like...
Dry and boring.
Yeah, we're boring. and
Traditional family values.
We view you as like interesting and creative, right? And
Yeah.
so I feel like one of the things I was looking forward to with this interview is almost asking questions from a place of curiosity of an industry and a space that I honestly have no idea about.
What's that intersection between artistry and business?
Yeah, and like you've had some pretty significant success as an artist. Were you always thinking of like, how can I become an entrepreneur and make this into a significant business, or did you like fall into the business side off the back of the success of your creative work? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I think if you start out as a musician having success in mind or financial success in mind, you're gonna hit a brick wall, because this is definitely not the way to go. I mean, the success rate of a musician being financially stable or whatever, I think this is the worst odds you can take. I'm not saying it's impossible, because there are a lot of musicians who have like made it or are like financially and whatever in a good space.
But you got to do it for the love, yeah.
Yeah, you have, because if you don't love it to the core, this is a horrible job. I mean, you talk about people talk about 9 to 5 desk jobs, like you're behind the desk in a computer from 9 to 5. Like as a producer, you're behind the desk like 12 hours a day. I mean, like it depends on the period or whatever. But as a music producer, let's say I'm both a producer, songwriter, artist, performing artist. Sometimes you are not all of those things. You are maybe just a performing artist. Other people write music for you. There are different ways you can be a musician. You can only be a songwriter. I have a lot of friends who just travel all the time, write music, and get their money from royalties, for example.
So it's like the 4-hour work week for music artists.
Yeah, but for me, it was just like music always has been a hobby for me. Like in my early 20s, when I was like mostly focusing on being a director, then I did a band, Tenfold Rabbit, as a side project, and then I released the NOÄP, the first single, and the first single took off surprisingly well. It was even like in Spotify world viral charts and stuff. So it was like it gave me a really good basis for starting or like taking this seriously. And after 3 or 4 years, I quit directing and focused solely on becoming a full-time artist and a musician. I already had things going on. It went really well for me, straight from the start. I got a live agent from France. My first label signed me 3 months after I released my first single, Sony Sweden. I was with them for 3 years. So it was like I was given really good cards because of that first single that really took off.
Do you think that was luck, or do you think that was a genuinely good single?
I think it was a good single for sure.
Yeah, imagine if he was like, "Yeah, I didn't think it was good.
Rubbish." Yeah, weird question.
No. I mean, you gotta have luck, and I think I've been pretty lucky with a lot of things. And in retrospective, I don't have any regrets per se. But I do see that I've been lucky in a lot of ways, and I think that I haven't, maybe a lot of times I feel I've taken that luck for granted. Like, of course, this single took off. I mean, of course, I'm signed with Sony Sweden. It's like, I don't know, it's a given. I mean, it just happens. I think there was a good quote by the guys who did Instagram, and one of the founders in a podcast or in an interview. He was like, I think the skill that is very important to have is that to realize when you are lucky and take advantage of this moment and not to let it pass.
Yeah.
And I think this happens a lot in in business as well. You gotta sense these moments, you know, and then go full on. And I think I haven't been lazy either. And I think I've done okay, but maybe nowadays more aware when situation or opportunity emerges, like how can I make the most of it?
Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to get at. Is it a lot of hard work? Is it luck? Is it talent? Or is it a combination of all three?
The talent conversation is a big one. I've spent hours like talking with friends and whatever, and talent versus working hard. And a lot of musicians are like saying like, yo, talent doesn't exist. It's like, because I understand where they come from, because a lot of the times a lot of the times when there's like a brilliant piano player, I was like, oh, she's so talented. You know, what does that talent mean? That talent means that she's been behind the piano since she was 3.
Right, she's been like working hard,
She's
right?
been grinding. She's been crying for 20 years, maybe not wanting to play the piano, but there's been a parent or a teacher, whatever, or she's been like just working hard. Maybe she's enjoyed it. You never know, but there's always hard work. And I do agree that a lot of the times talent is mistaken for hard work, or the other way around. But I also think like genetically we have our perks.
Yeah. You said you picked up the guitar and within a couple of hours you were playing songs.
Because I'm super talented. No, I mean, definitely talent plays a role, whatever this talent is. I think it's maybe the word talent is misleading, but the way I see the word talent is some kind of a upper hand that you have genetically. Yeah. Like, for example, your vocal cords, how you are built, what kind of sound comes out from your system. And that can give you upper hand, or it can, take the carpet from under your feet, and you just, people don't like your vocals. I mean,
well, it's like an NBA player. Like if you're an NBA player, you're probably most likely pretty tall. You know?
Yeah.
Because if you weren't, then it's hard to get into the NBA. So you have that genetic advantage.
And with actors, you can be a brilliant actor in a way, but you're just boring to look at. And then there's the other extreme. It's like Brad Pitt. For me, he's a pretty lousy actor. Like, I don't.
But he's great to look at.
but
you heard it here first.
No, I mean, he definitely has massive X factor.
Yeah.
He's just cool. I
He's
mean,
super cool.
Whenever he's on screen, I'm like laughing at his acting. Like the last one he had with George Clooney, The Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
That was hilarious.
Brilliant.
Like his acting is always like, yep, I don't believe anything that he does, but I love it.
He looked like Brad Pitt just now when you were
because I am talented.
Because I am Brad Pitt.
I am him. Yeah. Let's talk about like the business side of things. Like, what does the business of a musician and an artist actually look like?
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to break down every single number, but
you make songs and then you sell them on Spotify. Like, how does it work?
What are the revenue streams that you have? Maybe like touring.
How much money do you have in your bank?
Shitload.
That was an actual question at one point.
Yeah. No, I don't mind talking about money at all. Well,
are you single? You know?
Single-handedly made my fortune. Maybe I'll bring it back a few steps. Like the system of an artist. Obviously, I'm not alone in my business. Like I'm the sole worker of NOÄP Music OU. But I would say for an artist, the main partner is definitely the manager, who runs the business sides of things. Kind of, not even maybe the business side, but all the organizational things. Then I have a live agent. An artist can have different live agents, and actually some artists have even different managers. Like for example, last week I was on stage before Dadi Frøyer from Iceland, and he has several management entities. But and then I have a band. I have another live agent in France, and etc. But for an artist, I would say the main revenue comes from live performances. For me, it's definitely like different private shows, private gigs, like company events. Also public shows like festivals, because they're like bigger festivals. They also, give a proper fee as well. But because they don't occur that often, then I would say the private events make the most money. That's one revenue stream. The other one could be that I don't do that very often, but I'm also a producer. So every now and then I do produce.
For a layperson like me, what is it? What is a producer?
Produce. Okay, that's an interesting term, because nowadays, producer kinda. The association that we have is like the guy behind the computer, doing all the production, like maybe playing the bass in, synths, whatever, recording the vocals, doing everything like physically. But like a couple of decades ago, this guy was called a tracker, and the producer was like, I don't know if you know Rick Rubin, kind of producer. He doesn't play any instruments. He doesn't know any music theory. But he's the god in the room who says what's cool.
Sounds cool, yeah.
What's cool. And you can be a producer who knows nothing of music, and you're just like, that's the melody that we're going with, that's the vibe, and that's the bass line. And you can be a producer. Like, producer is the overseer of things, the tastemaker in the room, and it can be also two roles in one person as well. That you can be a tracker as well. That you do all the vocal tracking, you mix and produce the beat, etc. So, for example,
so producer in the business world would be like the CEO, maybe like the visionary CEO,
or COO or something. The person that's like making everything tick behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm a kind of jack of all trades kind of artist. I produce, I write, I do social media stuff like sketches, I direct music videos, I mix, I don't master. But I often think about it, if I was the CEO of a company, then I would be the CEO who just, micromanages everything. And just doing everything by himself, programming, doing the coding, doing the graphic design, everything. And in business world, that's not a viable business model if a one person does it all. Yeah. So I often think about it that I shouldn't do all those things because it doesn't really make sense. But I still end up doing all sorts of things, especially when it comes to mixing. For example, I just had an experience with one of the singles that mixing is a process that for me takes more time than for an actual mixing engineer to maybe get a result that's good. But the thing is, like, mixing is it can be such a creative maze as well. Like, you can go anywhere with it. You can, for example, I had a song that kind of sounds like drum and bass, but it's not mixed as a drum and bass song, and that's why I like it. And at first I figured that maybe I should send it to a mixer who does drum and bass, and when I received back the mix, it was a good mix. He's a brilliant mixer, but I suddenly felt like, it's not the same track anymore, you know. So it can be a creative decision, like there's a hi-hat, and you amp it up 3 decibels, and it's another track. So it's a difficult. That's why it is a weird model of business, because the rules are very vague.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, how do you balance that when it's like creating something for the love of, like, it sounds better this way, I prefer it this way.
Yeah.
Does it ever come into your mind of, like, okay, if I went down the more traditional, like, drum and bass route, for example, maybe that would be a more successful, I'm not saying it would be, but, like, maybe that would be a more successful single, so therefore I should take that decision because of the finances. So, like, do you ever think like that? Or how as an artist do you balance the, like, love of the game versus the financial decision?
100,000 entrepreneurs can't be wrong.
The Winning Friends podcast is brought to you by eResidency of Estonia.
Because you didn't start your business to drown in paperwork, and Estonia gets it. That's why they built eResidency, a government-backed digital ID that lets you run your entire company online.
Set up an EU company in just 18 minutes, manage everything online with no travel required, and access the world's most advanced digital nation.
Just visit eresident.gov.ee. Details in the description below.
That is a constant struggle in a way, because let's say in a business you find like if there is a need for something like a solution, and there's a gap, you fill that gap and you do it the best way you can.
Yeah.
And you have this specific role, you have this specific goal. But as an artist, you know, it's like, okay, there's a gap in dance music, or I could be like, in a way, a wise decision would be to really define yourself as an artist. And I think this is the easiest way to sell an artist if you are a very clear product. You are a drum and bass producer who does like smashing dance hits, and this is your product. Then it's like easy for a live agent to book you. Then it's easier for Spotify playlists to pitch your tracks. So you're not a vague concept of artistic indie artist. And this has been my problem in a way straight from the start, because NOЕP is not like a genre specific artist. Like house-ish alternative dance music is kind of my thing most of the times. But then I'm like, you know, I'm tired of this, and I just wanna make something. You know, 2 years ago I had a kind of Gaytranada, Anderson Paak-ish kind of groovy vibe, and I didn't vibe with house music at all. So I kind of derived from my usual path, and then my label was like, "What are you doing?" Live agent was like, "What are you doing?" So it is a difficult with this NOEP business. I kind of straight from the start, I kind of made this decision that it's gonna be an artistic project. It's not gonna be a product that is easy to sell, and it has its benefits for me as a musician, because my music taste changes every once in a while. Then I come back to, like, right now I feel I'm back in the headspace that I had in the initial years of NOEP, and I feel like I could do kind of the same music, and I feel this is what I want to do. But there were years I think I felt like this is not my jam. So it's a sacrifice you gotta make, that I'm willing to do whatever music kind of I like. I'm not gonna do like full-on guitar rock punk with NOEP, because this I feel like this is not NOEP for me. But NOEP's genre can vary quite a bit, from slight DnB to drum bass to house music to piano-based music. This is like the area, and it's a wide range. And for my partners, it's always been a bit of a headache, because it's like they have to know the product. It's like, and for Spotify it's confusing. Like sometimes I release an artist with a producer, me just doing a top line, which is like very Berlinish kind of, I don't know, dance music that doesn't really correlate to NOEP sound. So that confuses Spotify as well. Like, what is the music that comes from this artist? How can I place this? And so it's like, business-wise, it's not a good business model. And but in a way,
take note of this.
But in a way it is, because what creates your business is like hardcore fans,
Right?
And one good chat that I had with my live agent in France called Kõpper. I was in his apartment in Paris, and he said like, one of his artists had a massive like a dance hit with one local producer, and I was like, oh nice, that has to be great. Like, they had like 40-50 million streams. And I was like, you know, it has to be good for the artist. And I was like, well, yeah, it's kind of it's not in his genre, and if it's like this kind of generic dance music, then it has to be hundreds of millions for people to actually recognize you as an artist, or to have this loyal following. But with a more alternative artists like Olcay or London Grammar, they don't have that many streams, but they have lots of hardcore loyal fans.
Yeah.
You know, so in a way, this is what I'm going for. Is just like, it's not the easiest playlistable music, but I just you know, that people are open to whatever comes. You know, maybe
you're building a
sometimes
brand. You know, so you're building the loyalty around that brand.
Yeah,
But you've also had some of those like big viral songs as well, right? Like,
yeah.
So it's like, we were thinking, when we look at, let's say, YouTubers or other things like this as well, maybe one huge viral video, great, translates to a ton of eyeballs. But like you said, in the music space too, if it's different from the normal, how valuable actually is that? Like, have you seen in your business or in your artistry, like when you have those songs that blow up in comparison to some of the others, do they translate into better things for you? Like, does it make you more money? Does it attract you more fans? Or are those viral hits, do those viral hits actually turn into like loving fans? Do they come from somewhere else?
That depends, like where, like what kind of streams do they get?
Right.
Like my most streamed track, which is a feature with Berlin-based artist Dillestone, and we have a track called "Body on Fire." This is like, I don't know, it's like 33 million, or I don't know. And I think it has given NOÄP a lot of value, in a sense that like my monthly streams are high and whatever, but I'm not sure, like I don't think the amount of people who, for example, after listening to Body on Fire follow me on Instagram, I don't think this is the case with this track, because it's like a very playlistable track. It's nice, but and it definitely has character. It's an interesting track. But I think it's because it gets a lot of the streams from playlists and stuff. So I think it doesn't really help to build my brand. Sometimes maybe a song that only has, I don't know, 200,000 streams, but it's maybe has loads of character, just very distinct, and this gives you the hardcore fans. Just to come back actually to your initial question, like balancing the business versus artistic needs, I think it's a constant struggle, because obviously I'm aware of that I need to make certain moves to keep this like a business side of things rolling as well. So I can't always be releasing or I could, because you never know what actually resonates with people.
I think you just had a light bulb moment.
Yeah.
Actually, I just found myself.
I'm gonna post everything.
I mean, obviously there's structure in this world, and there are rules, and there are things that work and things that don't work. But still, there's a lot of ambiguity in a sense that what's going to work, like the return of investment or whatever. It's a very difficult thing to take into account, because
You just don't know what's going to hit, right?
You just don't know what's going to hit. You can try to play it safe, like, oh, this is going to be a radio hit and stuff. But a lot of the times, the things that you think are going to be a hit, may not be a hit. And
it's so like that. Even like in ad creatives, you work in this area. You just don't. You can try to strategize all that you want, but you don't know which creative is
sometimes the things that hit are the things that you really like. You included at the last minute because you needed one extra ad to run.
But the intersection here that I see with artistry and business in general is that you're building a brand, right? So let's say if you're running a business, you're running a paid media creative agency for SaaS companies, and the next week you're like, no, we're going to do e-commerce, and then we're not going to do paid media, we're going to be a plumbing company now, and you're switching, flip-flopping back and forth, and you stop attracting the right customers, and then eventually that might die. Or even in like a podcast, let's say this week we're talking about business, what about next week we're talking about rock climbing, then the only consistency across the board is the fact that we're talking. And so unless someone like really just loves listening to our voices, they're probably not going to stick around. So the same for you, right?
Yeah,
if someone
that's a
unless
good
someone
example.
really loves whatever the hell you're up to, they're not going to stick around.
No, it's a good point that you brought out because, for example, with Billie Eilish, she is all over the place with her genre of music because she has such a distinctive voice and her persona. Then people are ready to stick by whatever she does. So the genre or the production doesn't have to be the same all the time. But with some like different kind of artists, I don't know, Rufus Du Sol, for example. I don't know, when I expect Rufus Du Sol to release a single, then I kind of expect some kind of a vibe or some kind of a production that fits the brand. There was an interesting talk by a former, I don't know, how does like the design of user interface or whatever in Apple, or head of design or whatever. There was an interesting chain of thought that when it comes to iPhone having several buttons, not only a home button, when back in the day when you used to only have a home button, and then somebody suggested that we should also have like a back button, just because everybody else has it, it makes sense. So whoever was the head of design or UX, he was like, no, it's a matter of trust. With the back button, you never know what's going to happen when you hit the back button, depending on where you are in your phone. Whether when you're on your home screen, back button does one thing. When you're in an app, back button does another thing. But if you only have the home button or this one button, then it always does the same thing whenever you are. And that builds confidence in the users. And whenever they press this home button, they know what's going to happen. There's no ambiguity in it. And like kind of this trust in this product, in this brand, I think it translates into trust in brands overall so well.
Do you think using social media as an artist is a crucial way to continue building that trust with your audience?
For sure. I remember when I signed the song that we were talking about off mic before, Funk This Up. I was in Berlin in a Warner Music office, who was also on board with this track. And I was meeting with the A&R, and she was like, yeah, we have to come up with a good TikTok campaign. I was like, Dick what? And that's the first time I ever heard about TikTok. And ever since then, music industry has been all about TikTok. So there's not a track on Spotify top 50 that is not flying on TikTok.
Do you write songs with TikTok in mind, or is that like too much?
Well, I have like every now and then I have considered like maybe we should find a line that could work well on TikTok. But I personally, if I write for myself, I don't focus on it too much. Sometimes it just happens. For example, we wrote 2 years ago or whatever, we wrote "Go Home, You're Drunk" song. You've been here too long. And we didn't think about TikTok, whatever. But after we wrote the song, we were like,
it's pretty obvious that's a TikTok banger, right?
That could work really well on TikTok, but it didn't. It didn't catch up, or maybe we weren't just lucky, or we didn't push it hard enough. You never know. But after writing it, we were like, oh yeah, that's gonna work. Another song that I have lined up it just goes, I like you, but there's nobody quite like you. That's the whole line of the chorus. And it's just yesterday my guitarist was like, yo, this should work well on TikTok. So it's somewhere in the back of my head. Sometimes like you analyze things. what works well on radio, what could fit well in playlists, what could work on social media, what gives you food for thought for, I don't know, some TikTok campaigns, social media videos. Sometimes, a song ignites a lot of ideas, like how can I make use of it? For example, Funk This Up. It was a really good song because the concept is simple. It's like the first TikTok video I ever did. My best friend just had a baby. And I was like, "Yo, can I drop your baby?"
Sure.
I gave him a call.
Okay.
I gave him a call. I was like,
Let
"It's
me
for
go get
TikTok. It's for TikTok." So I went to his place, and the concept was just I'm gonna lip sync to the camera. I was like, "I know we're gonna fuck this up," and then I dropped the baby. Obviously, he was like he wasn't seen on screen, but he like took the baby. But I made it like sound, and then like the baby hits the ground and whatever, and it get like hundreds of thousands of views.
Did you get a lot of hate for that as well?
This guy.
Yeah. You dropped the baby.
Not sure.
Because everyone's going to know that he didn't actually drop the baby,
How
right?
to get, but probably some.
Yeah, I imagine.
But it's definitely a second job, like building doing those sketches, creating your social media presence. It's definitely a time-consuming thing.
So you're basically like constantly thinking of creative things that you can do to creative, like music, also then creative ways to promote your music and the business that you're in.
Yeah.
How do you like not get caught up in the stress of that?
Right now, it's not only NOÄP, it's also Sync, because like the marketing of Sync is heavily relies upon me and my friend, who we used to co-direct ads and stuff together. And then I also have like an indie rock band, Melik, which is like the most hobby thing I have. But still, every now and then I feel like, we could, I love those tracks that we're making. I feel I could push them on TikTok, like make some stupid stuff, but I just don't have the capacity or the time for that. But I think I do lack the hygiene in that sense that I should be more structural about dividing my time between actually creating music and doing social media things, because I do a lot of sketches, I do a lot of like humor or whatever stuff, stupid stuff on social media. Then whenever I'm booked for a show or stuff, then people kind of expect, do something funny. And in a way, I appreciate it because that's my way of adding value to me performing on a festival. I like to push. If I'm performing at a festival, I like to see that this festival is doing good. I want to see them being sold out. I want to put my effort into their marketing as well. But the downside is like, I film a sketch today, I film a sketch tomorrow, then I find myself, I haven't made any music for a month. Yeah, and that's definitely not to say a problem, but it's something to be aware of. And maybe that's just, I've been talking with my manager as well, that maybe we should set more strict rules and plan my time schedule, my days a bit better. Like on only Wednesdays I'm doing those.
But is that then going to like limit your creativity?
Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's just like
you're an artist, dude.
You need more coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got all these like different pursuits that you're doing at all times, and and it seems like it is a team sport. You have your team that you're working with, different people. How do you pick these people?
I just had a discussion with my drummer yesterday as well. That
you have to fire him.
Yeah, I'm definitely any day now, any year now. What I appreciate a lot, I mean, people who I work together with, is like if they're just good people, obviously, but having good sense of logic is essential. It's like I don't know. There are some people who just make decisions, and when you actually ask, why did you make this decision, I'm like that. It's like there's not a clear answer, and it doesn't actually make sense if you think about it. Just people just make decisions out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to work with people who are like very spot on with their logic.
Is that because that complements your, let's say, more variability, your artistic way of thinking? Or
I think it's a matter of reliability as well. It's like I know I can rely on my sound guy because I know he's
logically sound.
Logically sound. That may sound like a trivial thing, but it's a very, very important thing. Or my manager, like I have to be able to trust her judgment. And if I weren't confident in her ability to think logically, it would make me micromanage a lot of things and second guess her decisions that wouldn't make sense. And I think it seems like an obvious thing, but I think it's a very important thing. And I think a lot of problems that coworkers have with each other may come from this distrust.
Interesting. If you had to hire somebody right now to help you out in your business, who would that be?
Social media manager. I'm looking for a social media manager. Just because, for example, like Instagram for me is more personal. And right now TikTok I run my TikTok as well. But I think on TikTok I could be a lot more productive. I have loads of material, let's say from music videos, from the stadium show, like behind the scenes, whatever, live clips, or I run an event series called NOЕP Invites, where I have like artists that I know, or more or less come from different countries here to Estonia to perform, do a DJ set. For example, in the end of last year, there was Chris Luno, who's like a pretty big name in the DJ world. He's doing like super well. So there's a lot of material that I have. Those like DJ, like I was mentioning NOEP Invites. I have material from my DJ set, from his DJ set. You know, I could use all of those video clips. Just be on spot with some trends or whatever captions, and just keep on posting.
Yeah.
Because the plus side of TikTok is like you don't wear off your followers because your content is shown a lot of the times to completely different people. So you can post the same video and it's not like on Instagram, like, oh, okay, this is the artist. Seventh video of the same bullshit. But on TikTok, it's just, okay, who's this guy,
If we switch gears a little bit and start talking about the newer like business that you have launched too with the gin company, right? Like as an artist, have you been thinking for ways to diversify your income and business, and is that why you landed on this gin business, or was it
you're just really thirsty?
Yeah.
I just like gin. Well, I've had this discussion with my guitarist Jonas, like you already, like every now and then for years. It's like, it's interesting that we just live in our musician bubble. And like years ago, I remember he was dating a girl who was from a family of entrepreneurs. And he was like, yeah, that's cool to have this insight into people, who don't do music or not in the film industry or whatever. And it's always interesting to have this touch point with those worlds, because we all live in our bubble. Lawyers live in their bubble. They have their own celebrities. Tech startup people have their own bubble. It's like everybody thinks the world kind of spins around them. So it's been always interesting for me, because I always live in like two worlds. It's been music. I knew all the music people. I know the film people. And I play basketball with guys who are lawyers, tech startup guys, whatever. So I have lots of touch point with people from different areas of expertise. And I've always thought that it is a good thing to break out from your bubble every now and then. And one idea was to start making gin. Because Ryan Reynolds used to make gin.
This is the only reason why you did it,
This is the
right?
inspiration.
Brad Pitt has the Gardener gin. Aaron Paul.
It's the thing.
And they have Dos Hombres. So at first it was just to have because as I mentioned before, we had a talk back there that kind of one of the other initiators for this idea was that to have my merch that is always somewhere on sale in stores, that I don't always have to bring it to my concerts or
limit the sales to concerts.
Exactly.
So you're building that brand, and then you want to be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, and kind of
Get people drunk.
Just fulfilling my mission of getting people drunk.
It's a purpose.
It's a purpose.
Deep,
Yeah,
burning
that's the purpose I was sent to this earth. So yeah, that was the initial idea, and at first I figured that maybe it would make sense to do it together with a distillery like Uniperium, Tohi, whatever. And then 2 years and a few months ago, with my newly found friend Yuri, we were shooting a TV stuff up in Norway, and we had a 4-hour drive to the airport, and I was telling the same thing, breaking out from the bubble stuff, and he was like, yo, let's do it ourselves. He was not in any way in alcohol business or food and beverage business.
Probably why he suggested it.
Exactly. We were both unaware of how difficult this business is.
Oh.
No, but it was cool. We got another guy on board, Lauri, and we are the main 3 founders of NOΕP distillery, and we launched the gin now it's 4 months ago.
So how long does it take to because you would have to I imagine that you would have to work out your flavor profile and all this sort of stuff. How long did that take? It was 2.5 years, was it?
Well, from idea to release, it was exactly 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. And
was it the first formula they came up with? You're like, this is a banger, we're going to go live?
We initially had another candidate for the distill master, but last summer we found a guy. And we met up. We got a recommendation that this Erik Einar Heil, he's a good guy. You should check him out. And we met, and he brought he's a professional distiller, or he makes drinks as a professional. But he hadn't in the day back in the day released a gin with any company. But he was enthusiastic about gin for 15 years. He has distilled different gins. So he brought a couple of bottles that one he made for his wife's birthday, I think, or something. And from the moment I smelled this gin, I was like, this is so good, and it tasted so well. So I was like, you're on board.
What is gin? What is it made of?
It's pretty much, you could say that gin is flavored vodka. It doesn't sound sexy if you put it that way, but pretty much. You take the pure alcohol, and you add your ingredients, and then you distill it. There are different ways of distilling and how the process is, but we're making London dry gin, which basically it has different prerequisites. But one main thing is that after the distillation process, you can't add any flavors like smell, whatever, or colorants or whatever. Whatever drink comes from the distillation process, it has to be as it is.
And the key to this business is to use your international brand as a driver for pushing the gin into new markets.
Yes, that is the plan.
How do you go about, what does that look like?
Well, right now we're still doing our baby steps here in Estonia. We want to get a good founding here, but we are working on taking foreign markets as well.
You mentioned Kenya before, right?
Kenya, actually, Kenya hasn't been on the map so far, on our map.
It's on someone's map.
It's on someone's map. But just a friend of mine, he called me and was like, "Yo, I got a friend and in Kenya, and he's doing a business in Kenya, and they have kind of distribution thing going on there. So maybe you can send a couple of examples, and maybe we can get something moving there." And yesterday I had a chat with a friend who has a good friend in a hotel in UK who's interested for some cool gins, and tomorrow, or actually in a couple of hours, I'm flying to Berlin and taking gin to a couple of guys who have some connections there. So it's just like right now, it's just, branching out ever so slowly, just seeing what's the reaction and stuff. And we don't have a 10-year plan mapped out just yet. But definitely at some point we're gonna focus on it more in more detail.
When you launch a gin or a project like this, you're obviously riding the wave of this audience that you've spent years building, right? It's like it makes sense that when you launch a gin, the first people that are most likely going to buy this gin are your like super fans, right?
Yeah.
How do you think about, as the gin business grows, at what point do you no longer become the marketing thing that's pulling people into the gin, and at what point does the gin do you know what I mean? Because
when does it become self-sufficient?
And like, do you want it to be that way, or do you always want it to be like you're the attractor for people to buy the gin?
No, I think me being the main attraction is not very viable.
Yeah, because like then you're not diversifying that much either. But also there's a limited scale to this.
You'll chew through that audience pretty quick.
I think I am going to be one way or another kind of the founding face and whatever, like a part of that brand. But because the brand itself, like Sync brand, NOΕP Distillery, I think the brand itself is so strong, and the taste is so strong that, especially when it comes to markets that are not Estonia, I think we shouldn't only rely on me being the ambassador for this gin, but like music overall. This is kind of our marketing based structure. It's like when you think of music, when you think of DJ sets, you think of Sync Gin.
Yeah, that's smart.
I think I hope that the Sync brand itself will take off, so that I can just be a supporting factor and not the main driving factor. And I think it already works that way. It's like, obviously it's cool that Ryan Reynolds makes gin, but I don't really like aviation gin because it's not a very good quality gin.
Right, so you're not buying the gin because it's Ryan Reynolds. You still want it to be good.
I think
gin.
I'm like the guy who knows the guy, in a way. Like, I make the introduction. Like, maybe it's like, maybe the trust for my brand is enough to be like, okay, if he says it's good, I might have it to go. But after that, if you're buying your fifth bottle, then it's not because you like my music, because the drink is good.
Yeah. Unless you're a weirdo.
Yeah. Maybe every time someone opens it, they're thinking of you,
Oh, I love NOΕP so much.
Well, we do have, like, the bottle itself is like interactive in a way that it has a QR code in the back, and you can scan the QR code, and on the bottle, on the green screen, you can see different videos depending on the patch that you have. Like, for now, the bottles with 009 already have a new QR code, which means like a new video.
Are there other brands doing this, or this is?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Not that I know of.
This is cool.
Because the green screen came from Jan Domson, our brand designer, and because my background, as I said before, is in film industry, and I used to like doing VFX and doing green screen stuff has been kind of now it's like my hobby. I do a lot of, like, especially for NOЭP sketches for concerts, whatever. I used to do a lot of green screen stuff. So it was like, yo, we should take advantage of this film industry, green screen stuff. And I was like, yes.
That's smart. I mean,
That's such a good idea.
You're taking this skill that you've developed and applying it creatively. And even before, when Avery was here and when he was walking out and he saw you and he goes, "Hey, I know you from somewhere."
Yeah, I've seen you naked.
He said, "He's like, I've seen you naked," and then he was trying to remember why, and then it was because he had scanned the QR code, and then there was like you. I think your head was superimposed on some like Magic Mike's body dancing.
No, it was real, right? It was.
It was real. It's real.
Yeah, those are your abs and the pecs.
Oh, of course. Sick dance moves.
Yeah.
But like maybe that's another example of your learnings from being so active on social media, growing your brand, all the work you've done over the years. You've been able to translate that into something in a new business that is totally new or different from what the more traditional companies in the space are doing. And I think
that's something that AI can't do either.
Well, there's so much value to that. Like that's I haven't seen anyone else that's doing something like this. It's like, this is really cool.
Yeah, it's clever.
Yeah. When I started NOÄP, like, or when I kind of quit directing, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, there was a moment where I did feel like for most of my life, I've been focusing on directing and doing those. I studied video effects in Barcelona and stuff, so it's all kind of down the drain. But time has shown that it's a very good skill set to have.
One thing I've noticed you've talked about as a recurring theme throughout this conversation has been the power of like connection and important people being around you. It seems like you've built a lot of trust in the people that are close to you, right? You talked about the kind of people you would want working with you or the kind of people you would try and hire. Like, how important are those people? And do you take the same people from project to project? Like when you decided, okay, I'm going to launch a gym business.
Yeah.
Did you go, these are the 2 or 3 people that I want to launch that business with? Or did it just kind of fall into place organically?
Well, the 2 other founders are actually, I didn't know them before we started Sync business, which is interesting. But we kind of, they knew each other. But they were new acquaintances for me. I knew one guy but ever so slightly. But I did onboard my good friend, the director, as well, as a micro founder, just to have his input on the sketches and the humor side of Sync brand. Because I really trust his judgment and his taste in humor. So I really felt like, okay, I can do some stuff, but I really need somebody to at least validate my ideas. But now it's like we really get a lot from him. Like the main commercials, like the opening commercial, I don't know if you ever saw it, based on Breaking Bad. Where I'm bald and doing things, doing amphetamine.
Just a normal Sunday.
In RV. So definitely people that you do whatever business with or music with is of grave importance. And in NOÄP side, yeah, I've been working with, for example, my visuals, Lights guy, Timo, since 2018, where he was a very young kid in the business, and we did 2 sold-out shows at a big venue in Tallinn called Kultuurikatel, and he proved to be badass lighting designer. So I think obviously as in every area, it applies in music as well, that you gotta trust the people around you.
And so, like, if you're new to the business, showbiz, how do you like make these connections? How do you find those really epic people to work with? If you were to start again, like, how would you go about it?
Again, we had a discussion with my drummer yesterday when we were heading back from a gig, and he has never actually aspired to be a drummer.
Just
we,
like
we
just ended
really
up
good
buying
at-
a drum
we
set
did.
one day.
It's just really good at
like
hitting
it's
things.
like we did a band years ago called Tenfold Rabbit and Melik, and always in the rehearsal he was just playing drums, and he was like pretty good, but not a drummer. But he was just, it was like, I wish I was a drummer. So 6 years ago, I hit him up and was like, "Yo, do you still want to be a drummer? Because I'm looking for a drummer, and because
Just anyone who wants to be a drummer.
anyone
do
who
it.
wants to be
Yeah.
a drummer, because drummers are always super busy, and I wanted a person who could invest time in my project, to build up this electronic set, to get those.
Why
Because
are they so busy?
I knew it's gonna go. Why drummers are busy?
Yeah.
Because there aren't many good drummers. I
They're
guess.
high in demand.
Yeah, they're in high demand for sure. And then he kind of started to play drums for me, and I really appreciate him as a drummer because he doesn't have to, because he, in a way, I think because he doesn't aspire to be the most kick-ass drummer, he doesn't always have to show himself. He just does what is required. And it doesn't get in the way of the rest of the stuff, and I really appreciate kind of this balance.
So no long drum
And he
solos
was
or anything.
and he just pointed out yesterday, it was like, maybe 10 years ago, if he had this aspiration to become a drummer, it would have been very difficult for him because nobody kind of knew him. And it's difficult just to knock on somebody's door. Yo, are you looking for a drummer?
Maybe.
But
it would
now,
work.
but
He was an
now that,
accountant, now he's a
but
drummer.
now he
Amazing.
kind of knows a lot of people in the music industry, a lot of the artists, and they have some kind of connection. So it would be so easy for him to, maybe not so easy, but it has increased his chances a lot by just being like, yo, I play drums for NOΕP, like I'm looking for another project. I think he would definitely find a band.
That's cool.
So I think this is how it works. It's just knowing people.
Nice. It's been like
networking.
super interesting seeing the intersection between creativity and business, and I don't know, it's a new area for me. It's been I don't know about you, but it's been pretty interesting for me, like learning how this
I feel like
operates.
I'm ready now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a drummer.
Yeah.
That's it now.
I'm going to be an artist. I'm going to be a producer.
Yeah.
Do it.
But before we start to wrap things up, we have
Yeah.
a little bit of a tradition here on the show for a few parting questions, quick fire questions that we ask before we wrap things up. And as we're doing that, we get you to take one of these cups and sign it to.
Any one that you prefer?
Is there a specific cup that is calling your name right now over here?
Yes. This one.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, let's right over the top of that.
Yeah.
And as we get you to write something on here, we're going to ask you a couple questions as you're doing it. Hopefully, you have to multitask. You
I
can
can't
do this?
multitask, bro.
I
And they're gonna
thought
come
you'd be
through
pro at
real
this.
quick. And if you're not finished by the end of it,
What would be your go-to order in a cafe?
Flat white with all oat milk.
really, why oat milk?
I don't know. I every now and then I order it with regular milk as well. But actually, my favorite is pea milk, not piss, but like, but PEA. And I there's only one place that I know that has it in Tallinn, in Kringal. Like a vegan place, and I like it a lot. It tastes well. It's not very acidic. So yeah.
What's your go-to gin cocktail? Don't forget to write.
It used to be like a basic gin tonic, but now I'm a big fan of Negroni. It's really good.
I didn't know that was gin.
Well, yeah, it's Campari, vermouth, and gin, and orange peel. And it's really good. Makes you drunk a bit too fast, maybe, because I drink fast.
Yeah. You don't have a lot of time. You're a busy man. I get it.
Yeah. I got a distillery and stuff to uphold. Yep.
Maybe let's let you sign the cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you said you didn't want to do the
I'm just gonna
multitasking.
copy
right?
what every other person has done.
But it's got to come from you. It's a creative pursuit.
Sorry?
It's a creative pursuit, a creative project coming from you.
This is my favorite quote. I don't know. Live, laugh, lie.
Well, the last one is interesting.
Yeah, this is my go-to bumper sticker. There,
Okay,
guys.
and then last.
I don't know, man. You put me on. I'm under big pressure here.
Yeah. And the last question is, what's your go-to advice for a young upcoming artist and entrepreneur?
Get a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, solid. Really? That's be a drummer.
Don't do it.
I think the advice is that we're all gonna die one day, so do whatever you feel like doing.
That's shattering and inspiring. Very true.
Yeah, and I think, to be honest, that's a really great place to to leave the episode.
On a high note, yeah. So we're all going to die. Thank you very much for coming on. No, it was really interesting, like learning about this kind of artistic business world and trying to see the correlations from this very boring, dry B2B.
Yeah, we're so boring compared to you, dude. That's what I feel like, these kind of conversations.
No, but there's a lot of correlation, and like I see that the visionary CEO aspect, there's a lot of correlations, and you got the operation side of things, and there's an operation in your business, and there's definitely a correlation. So thank you for coming on board. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Logan Merrick.
And I'm Dylan Hay. Thank you for tuning in to the Winning Friends podcast. Make sure to subscribe wherever you watch your podcast so you don't miss another episode.